Good evening, dear sisters and brothers. Welcome to today's evening session of Being Heartful Every Day, a joyful adventure. We are in week 46 and day 318, and we are going to continue our exploration of purity, a quality that not only refines our inner world but also illuminates the path ahead. A pure heart is like a lamp that shines brightly, unaffected by the dust of negativity, doubt, or confusion. When the heart is pure, it naturally attracts wisdom, clarity, and divine grace. Consider a still pond of water. When the surface is undisturbed, it reflects the sky perfectly. In the same way, when we cultivate purity of heart and mind, we begin to see life, others, and ourselves with greater clarity and truth. A heart filled with purity allows us to discern the right path without confusion or hesitation. We are able to approach life with sincerity, free from pretense or fears. And our heart is able to connect effortlessly with the higher self, feeling aligned with our purpose. Through purity, we don't just remove the unnecessary, we invite the divine. And heartfulness practices help us cultivate purity at every level, be it thought, emotion, or action. The morning meditation connects us with the source of light within, strengthening the purity of our consciousness. The evening cleaning removes the accumulated impressions of the day, ensuring that we are free from unnecessary burdens. And nighttime prayer helps us surrender, deepening our connection to the divine purity. Purity is contagious. A pure heart uplifts and inspires everyone around it. Therefore, let us take a moment to reflect on how we can share this quality. We can invite someone to experience heartfulness meditation, and we can share master classes or being heartful everyday sessions with those who may benefit. A single pure intention has the power to transform lives. We will now continue from Daji's article on the art of removing and creating habits, part 7. Yesterday, we explored the purity of body and mind, and happiness and mental well being, and what are some of the qualities that develop as a result of mental purity. We will continue to complete the last para under the happiness and mental well being. When people went to visit my guide, Babuji, he didn't look at their faces or their clothes or anything external. He wasn't interested in their level of education or their religion or their status. Instead, he looked into their hearts and knew everything about them by the signature of their inner world. In the early 70s, the first seekers from the West traveled to meet him in the northern India, and many of them said that in his company they felt pure love. They were expect they were accepted for themselves, and it was such a liberating experience. His innocent lack of judgment and his capacity to love and accept universally were natural outcomes of his purity. Such a refreshing state of openness and love was untainted by preconditioned beliefs and thinking patterns. Of course, that does not mean we dress without consideration for the people with whom we interact. What we wear reflects our attitude toward others. Concentration. Second, inner purity leads to concentration. This is a simple one to understand. When we are primarily focused on the body and or the mind, all the processes of the body and mind draw our attention. The senses are active, thoughts distract us, and emotions control our moods and behavior. We may have a deluge of thoughts and feelings every time we close our eyes to meditate. When the field of our consciousness is not purified, we are burdened with all sorts of complexities. For example, worry, anxiety, restlessness, anger, fear, confusion, guilt, shame and grief, depression, excitement, and passion, just to name a few. When that same field of consciousness is purified, there is stillness, peace, and contentment. We can then concentrate our attention easily because nothing deviates us from what is in front of us. There is clarity instead of confusion. Inner purity leads to concentration. This is a simple one to understand. When we are primarily focused on the body and or the mind, all the processes of the body and mind draw our attention. There is a story about Swami Vivekananda that demonstrates this very well. He once visited a famous Sanskrit scholar in the West, Professor Paul Deussen, who was famous for translating the ancient Vedic texts. A book arrived one day, and Vivekananda asked if he could read it. After a short time, he returned it, and Deussen wondered how Vivekananda could have possibly read it given how long it was and how detailed were the contents. It took Deussen days to go through the book before he could ask Vivekananda questions about the contents. And every question he asked answered perfectly. Deussen was dumbfounded and asked Vivekananda, how is it possible? Vivekananda explained that when you study through the body, concentration is not possible. In contrast, when you are not bound by the body, your consciousness can soar and it can be directly in contact with the book. Then, even half an hour is enough to imbibe the meaning. There are so many other stories about Vivekananda's ability to read books in no time at all, including stories of him sleeping with a book under his pillow and being able to relay all the contents of the book the next morning. Here's another story about concentration, this time involving Babuji. In 1972, he traveled to the West to meet the growing number of seekers from Europe and North America who were coming to him for guidance. In London, his hosts organized a meeting with a famous physicist of the day, who at first was a little dismissive of Babuji. How could such a simple, uneducated person from India understand the world of physics? At one point, they were discussing atoms, and after a silence, Babuji described the structure of an atom in detail, including some of the smallest particles that scientists had not yet discovered. The physicist was astounded. How could Babuji know all this? Babuji's answer was very simple. I penetrated into matter, and this is what I found. Such a level of concentration and direct perception is only possible with a pure consciousness. Now let us prepare ourselves for the universal prayer. Please close your eyes very softly and very gently, and let your breath settle and with a heart full of love for all. Let us offer the universal prayer together. All brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and the real faith is growing stronger in them. सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है। May this universal prayer uplift spirits and spread purity across the world. Tonight, as we prepare for rest, let us take a pause for a moment for the inner reflection. Let us all of us do the bedtime prayer, which is a sacred time to let go, seek forgiveness for all the wrongdoings, and reconnect with our inner purity. It is not just about asking for forgiveness, but also deeply surrendering all that which no longer serves us, resolving to improve, and allowing divine grace to uplift our hearts. Thank you all for joining this evening session today. May the sense of purity stay with us beyond this session, guiding us in all that we do. And looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at 6 a.m. as we go further into this exploration. Wishing you a very restful night filled with peace and lightness. And may we wake up with a lighter heart, a clearer mind, and a deeper connection to the purity. Thank you.